Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about verbs. So, what is the definition of verb? Verb is a word that is used to describe an action or any state of occurrence, and it is present in the predicate part. Means you can find the verb in predicate part of a sentence, and it does the work of describing an action or state of occurrence. Now let's see some examples. So a verb may tell us what a person or thing does. Like Ali laughs. So what does Ali do? Ali laughs. The clock strikes. What does the clock do? The clock strikes. Maria works hard. What does Maria do? Maria works hard. So the words that will give us the answer of what a person or thing is doing or does, that is called verb. Another way to find verb is it will tell us what is done to a person or thing. Like Sarah was scolded. So what was done to Sarah? She was scolded. The wind is broken. What happened to wind? What was done to wind? It is broken. Another way to find is what a person or thing is. So it will tell, as in the definition only I told you, that verb tells about the state of occurrence, so it will tell about that also. For example, the cat is dead. What is the state of cat? She is dead. Glass is brittle. What is the state of glass? It is brittle. I feel sorry. What's my feeling? What's my state? So I feel sorry. She is late in the class. Again, she. So the words that will denote what a person or a thing is, that will be called verb. Now there are many types of verbs. So first of all, we will look at the two types of verbs, that are transitive and intransitive verb. What is transitive verb? Transitive verbs are action verbs that have an object to receive that action. Means if there is any transitive verb in a sentence, then there should be an object also present in that sentence to receive the action. Like I baked some cookies. So in this sentence, first we will mark the verb, that is baked, and we have to decide whether it is transitive or not. So we can find another word just after that, that is some cookies. So some cookies is the object of the verb baked, and so baked is transitive verb. Again, I rode the bicycle. Rode is the verb and the bicycle is the object. So as bicycle is the object, so again rode is transitive verb. I moved the chair. Verb moved, the chair object. And as there is the object present, so moved is also transitive verb. So in the three sentences, the verbs present baked, rode and moved, all three are transitive verbs because they have an object to receive the action. Now what is intransitive verb? So intransitive verb is just opposite of transitive verb. They do not have any object to receive the action. Like I laughed. There is no object. I is the subject. Laughed is the verb. I cried. Again subject and verb. The book fell. Subject and verb. The horse galloped. Subject and verb. The sun set. Again subject and verb. So in all the examples there is no object. Only we have subject and verb. So as there is no object, so it is called intransitive verb. Now look at a line. I walked to the party today. First of all, we will mark the verb. The verb is walked. Now you have to tell whether it is transitive or intransitive. So you will say that after walked there are many words. So walked is transitive verb. You can say this. But you are wrong. Why you are wrong? Because The words to the park are prepositional phrase and today is an adverb. So there is no object present in this sentence. That's why walked is intransitive verb. Now we will discuss about objects. As I said that a transitive verb needs object. So there are two kinds of objects, direct objects and indirect objects. First one is direct objects. A direct object is what? It is a noun or pronoun that receives the action of a verb or shows the result of the action. So a direct object is that noun or pronoun that receives the action of the verb, and if we have to find the direct object, then we can ask the questions like who, what. If we get the answer of these questions who, what, whom, then that object will be called direct object. And as I told you the definition of transitive verb, so an action verb with a direct object is called transitive verb. Now let's see. David repaired his car. So we can convert this sentence into interrogative, and we can form a sentence like what did David repair? So as we ask the question what did David repair, so the answer will be his car, and as we got the answer his car, that means his car is direct object. Second one, he invited Mary to the party. Now if we will ask whom did he invite, so the answer will be Mary, and as we got the answer, so Mary is the direct object. So whenever we have to find out whether the object is direct or indirect, so we can ask questions like what, who, whom, and if we get the answer, then that object will be called direct object. Next one is indirect object. Now indirect object is recognized by asking the question to whom, and for what. If we get answer of any of the three, then that object will be called indirect object. And also if you get any indirect object in a sentence, then it is necessary that there will be a direct object also in that sentence. Means it's compulsory for a direct object to be in a sentence if we have to find out any indirect object. There must be a direct object for an indirect object to be placed in a sentence. In other words, an indirect object cannot exist without a direct object. For example, they sent him a postcard. Now we can ask the question, to whom did they send a postcard? So the answer we will get him, and as we got the answer, so we can name it as indirect object. Next one, he bought his son a bike. Again we can ask question, for whom did he buy a bike? So the answer will be his son, so his son is indirect object. So if we have to find out that whether the object is direct or indirect, so we can ask few questions. If we get the answer of what, who, whom, then that is direct object, and if we get the answer of for whom, to whom, and for what, then that is indirect object. That's all for today. Thank you.